What helps people stay motivated when life becomes challenging? Throughout this course, we explored that question by applying motivation theories to real life situations involving individuals at different stages of life. Although every situation was unique, we discovered something surprising. Whether someone was learning a new skill, preparing for a major life transition, beginning a career, building a relationship, or recovering from surgery, many of the same motivational principles consistently emerged. Today, we will share four practical motivation strategies that grew out of those experiences and explain how educators, parents, mentors, and leaders can use them to help others build confidence, stay motivated, and reach their goals.
One of the biggest insights we gained from this course is that motivation isn't limited to one stage of life. It influences the choices we make and the challenges we face from childhood through our later years. Together, our experiences included a child learning to ride a bike, a student preparing for high school, a young adult developing leadership skills, a college student beginning a professional career, an adult building a healthy relationship, and an older adult working to regain independence after surgery. Although these situations looked very different, they all shared something in common. Each individual experienced moments of self doubt, frustration, uncertainty, or setbacks that affected motivation. As we reflected on these experiences, we realized that the motivational challenges were different, but many of the underlying principles were remarkably similar. That realization became the foundation for the four practical motivation strategies we'll share throughout this presentation.
As we reflected on these experiences, another question naturally followed. How can we help someone become more motivated? The two theories we studied throughout this course gave us a framework for answering that question. Expectancy-value theory, developed by Eccles and Wigfield, helped us understand that people are more likely to stay motivated when they believe they can succeed and when they see value in the effort required to reach their goals. Causal attribution theory, as discussed by Perry and Ham in our course readings, helped us understand that the way people explain success and failure influences their confidence, persistence, and future motivation. Rather than simply learning these theories for a class, we applied them to real life situations to better understand the motivational challenges people were facing, identify intentional interventions, and reflect on why those interventions were successful. What surprised us most was how often these two theories worked together. Rather than viewing them separately, we found that they complemented one another and helped us better understand why people became motivated, discouraged, or persistent in different situations. Those experiences led us to four practical motivation strategies that can help people overcome challenges, build confidence, and remain motivated.
Our first strategy is building confidence through small successes. One of the biggest lessons we learned is that many people genuinely want to succeed, but they begin to lose motivation when they doubt their ability to do so. We saw this pattern in several of our experiences. A child learning to ride a bike became discouraged after repeated unsuccessful attempts. A college student beginning a professional internship questioned whether he was prepared to succeed. An older adult recovering from surgery felt uncertain about managing daily recovery tasks independently. Rather than relying on encouragement alone, we intentionally created opportunities for success. Large challenges were broken into smaller, manageable steps. Achievable goals were established, progress was celebrated, and specific feedback helped individuals recognize their own growth. Confidence didn't develop because someone simply said, "You can do it." Confidence developed one small success at a time. Each successful experience became evidence that the next challenge was possible, increasing both confidence and persistence. When we intentionally create opportunities for small successes, we help people develop the confidence that they need to tackle bigger challenges.
Our second strategy is connecting present effort to future goals. One of the biggest insights we have gained is that a lack of motivation doesn't always mean someone doesn't care. In several of our experiences, individuals genuinely valued their goals, but they struggled to see how today's responsibilities connected to future successes. We saw this repeatedly. A student preparing for high school needed help understanding how completing summer responsibilities would prepare him for greater independence. A young adult developing leadership skills needed to recognize that consistent daily effort was helping build confidence and stronger leadership abilities. An older adult recovering from surgery remained motivated because every step of recovery supported a return to independence and daily life. Expectancy value theory helped us understand why this strategy was so effective. When people understand why today's effort matters and can see how it connects to meaningful future goals, they are much more willing to invest time, energy, and persistence. Simply telling someone to work harder is rarely enough. When people understand the purpose behind their effort, they're more willing to stay engaged, even when the work is challenging. Rather than focusing only on what needed to be done, we intentionally helped individuals connect today's responsibilities with tomorrow's opportunities. Future oriented conversations, visual planning tools, progress trackers, and discussions about long term goals help make difficult tasks feel more meaningful and worthwhile. Helping people understand the purpose behind today's effort can be one of the most powerful ways to strengthen motivation.
Our third strategy is focusing on controllable factors. One of the most meaningful lessons we learned is that people often become discouraged when they spend too much energy focusing on circumstances they cannot change. We saw this pattern in several of our experiences. A young adult developing leadership skills became frustrated when situations did not unfold perfectly. A college student beginning a professional career compared educational experiences with peers and questioned whether he had made the right choices. An adult entering a new relationship worried that past disappointments would determine future outcomes. Causal attribution theory helped us understand that the way people explain challenges and setbacks has a powerful influence on future motivation. When people believe they have no control, they are more likely to become discouraged. However, when they recognize the factors they can influence, they begin to feel more confident and capable of moving forward. One of the most valuable lessons we learned was that changing someone's perspective often begins with changing the questions we ask. Encouraging reflection helped people recognize strengths and opportunities they hadn't considered before. Rather than immediately offering answers or solving problems, we found that asking thoughtful reflection questions often help people examine their own thinking and develop healthier perspectives. Conversations focused on effort, preparation, communication, and persistence encourage individuals to shift their attention toward the actions they could control instead of the circumstances they could not. When people recognize that they can influence things, they're more likely to develop confidence, resilience, and the persistence needed to move forward.
Our fourth strategy is choosing growth over perfection. One of the most meaningful lessons we learned is that mistakes are not signs of failure. More often, they are opportunities for learning, growth, and improvement. Across our experiences, we saw that discouragement often occurred when people believed they needed to succeed immediately or perform perfectly. Whether learning a new skill, developing leadership abilities, beginning a career, or recovering from surgery, progress came through persistence, reflection, and continued effort rather than perfection. We also discovered that supporting others doesn't mean removing every obstacle or providing every answer. Instead, asking thoughtful questions, encouraging reflection, and providing consistent support helped individuals develop confidence and solve problems for themselves. Perhaps one of the biggest takeaways from this course is that people don't need perfect teachers, perfect parents, or perfect mentors. They need dependable, caring, and supportive people who believe in their ability to grow. When we create environments where mistakes are viewed as a natural part of learning, individuals become more willing to take risks, persist through challenges, and continue working toward their goals.
As we stepped back and looked at all six experiences together, one important pattern became clear. Although each individual faced a different challenge, the motivational needs were remarkably similar. Some struggled with confidence, others questioned whether their effort was worthwhile. Some became discouraged by comparisons or setbacks, while others feared making mistakes. Yet across every experience, the same four strategies consistently helped people move forward: building confidence through small successes, connecting present effort to future goals, focusing on controllable factors, and choosing growth over perfection. Perhaps the biggest lesson we learned is that motivation isn't limited to classrooms, workplaces, or any particular stage of life. It influences how people approach challenges throughout their lives. Instead of seeing six separate stories, we began to see one common pattern. That shift in perspective helped us recognize that motivation principles can be applied far beyond the original situations we studied. That realization challenged the way we think about supporting others and prepared us to apply these strategies far beyond the situations we originally studied.
As we reflected on our experiences, we also began to understand why these four strategies were so effective. Building confidence through small successes strengthened expectancy by helping people believe they were capable of succeeding. Connecting present effort to future goals increased value by helping people understand why today's work was meaningful and worthwhile. Focusing on controllable factors and choosing growth over perfection encouraged healthier attribution patterns by helping individuals interpret challenges as opportunities to learn rather than evidence of failure. One of the biggest lessons we learned is that these theories were never meant to stay in a textbook. They became practical tools that helped us better understand motivation, choose intentional interventions, and support others more effectively. Rather than changing people, these strategies helped change the way people thought about challenges. As their confidence, sense of purpose, and perspective changed, their motivation became stronger as well. Perhaps the biggest impact of this course is how it changed the way we think about motivation in our own classrooms. As educators, we hear statements like these every day: I can't do this. I'm bad at math. Everyone gets it faster than I do. Before this course, it would have been easy to focus only on helping students complete the task. Now we recognize that these comments often reveal something much deeper. They may reflect low confidence, difficulty seeing the value of learning, unhealthy attribution patterns, or fear of making mistakes. Instead of simply encouraging students to keep trying, we've learned to be more intentional. We can build confidence by creating opportunities for small successes, help students understand why learning matters, ask thoughtful questions that encourage reflection, and guide them toward focusing on effort and other controllable factors. These strategies have changed how we respond when students become discouraged. Rather than simply helping students finish an assignment, our goal is to help them develop the confidence, resilience, and motivation they'll carry into future learning experiences.
One of the most important lessons we learned is that while every learner is unique, the principles that support motivation remain remarkably consistent. The strategies we've shared can be adapted to meet the needs of many different learners. Multilingual learners benefit from clear expectations, visual supports, and opportunities to experience success. Striving learners benefit from manageable challenges, specific feedback, and confidence building experiences. Gifted learners benefit from meaningful challenges that encourage growth rather than perfection. Students with exceptionalities benefit from individualized supports that build both confidence and independence. Although the supports may look different, the goal is the same. We want every learner to believe they can succeed, understand why their learning matters, focus on what they can control, and view mistakes as opportunities to grow. Recognizing those differences while remaining grounded in the same motivational principles allow us to better meet learners where they are and support their individual growth. As educators, one of our greatest responsibilities is creating learning environments where every student feels capable, supported, and motivated to continue learning.
4 practical motivation strategies. 1. Build confidence through small successes. 2. Connect present effort to future goals. 3. Focus on controllable factors. 4. Choose growth over perfection. As we conclude, we hope you'll remember that motivation isn't something we simply give to another person. Instead, it's something we help develop through intentional, supportive interactions over time. Throughout this course, our experiences showed us that although people face different challenges at different stages of life, many of the same motivational principles continue to apply. Whether someone is learning a new skill, preparing for a new opportunity, overcoming setbacks, or working toward greater independence, confidence, purpose, and healthy ways of thinking, all influence motivation. More importantly, this course changed the way we think about supporting others. We learned that meaningful encouragement goes beyond telling someone they can succeed. It means creating opportunities for success, helping people recognize the value of their efforts, asking thoughtful questions that encourage reflection, and supporting them as they grow through challenges. Looking back, we expected each experience to reveal different ways to support motivation. Instead, we were surprised to discover that the same 4 strategies consistently emerged across every stage of life. That realization changed the way we think about supporting others, both inside and outside the classroom. Perhaps the greatest takeaway from this project wasn't simply learning 2 motivation theories. It was discovering how consistently those theories helped us understand real life experiences across every stage of life. As educators, parents, mentors, and leaders, we encourage you to intentionally use these 4 strategies in your own practice. Small, thoughtful actions can have a lasting impact on the confidence, persistence, and motivation of the people you support. Thank you for joining us, and we hope these strategies help you inspire and motivate others at every age and stage.